Ban Nong Pradu is a quiet Thai village, where life revolves around the temple that houses the sacred Ong Bak Buddha statue. Its golden head is revered by the villagers as a symbol of protection and tradition. One night, a group of ruthless thieves infiltrates the temple. They steal the Ong Bak head, leaving the villagers devastated. The theft shakes the community, and the elders are powerless to retrieve it. Among them is Ting, a young man trained in Muay Thai since childhood. He has honed his body and mind for combat but has lived a simple life. When the statue's head is stolen, Ting vows to recover it. The morning after the theft, Ting walks through the village with a heavy heart. Villagers also hands Ting a small bag of money, collected from the villagers, to help him on his journey to Bangkok. Ting finally finds his cousin Humli in the bustling streets of Bangkok. At first, Humli refuses to help, dismissing Ting's mission and warning him about the dangers of the city. But when he notices the bag of money Ting carries from his village, his attitude changes. Pretending to guide him, Humli leads Ting to a small room, claiming it's a safe place to plan their next steps. Once inside, Humli seizes the opportunity, tricks Ting, and quickly grabs the money before slipping out into the crowded streets. After tricking Ting and stealing his money, Humli heads straight to an underground fight club. The dimly lit arena is packed with spectators cheering and placing bets on the brutal matches. Spotting an opportunity to profit, Humli eagerly places Ting's stolen money on one of the fighters. Ting, realizing what has happened, is stunned and furious. Determined to get his money back, he steps into the fight himself. At first, the crowd is skeptical, whispering doubts and eyeing him as just another village fighter. But with a single, perfectly executed kick, Ting defeats his opponent instantly. The arena falls silent, every spectator frozen in shock. Only one mob boss breaks the silence. Ting finally gets his money back. After the fight, Ting, furious and determined, storms out of the arena. Humli and his friend follows him, trying to convince him to fight for money and make quick gains in Bangkok. But Ting refuses to fight for money and be focused on his mission. The scene then cuts back to Ting's quiet village, where the once lively fields have turned dry and lifeless. The villagers gather under the scorching sun, praying desperately for rain. Ever since the Ong Bak Buddha head was stolen, their fortune has faded, crops are failing, and the rivers are drying up. The elders whisper that Ong Bak had always protected their land, and without it, the spirit of the village is breaking. Back in the city, Humli's luck runs out. The thugs he owes money to finally catch up with him, cornering him in a narrow alley. They shove him around, demanding the cash he doesn't have. Desperate and terrified, Humli pleads for forgiveness. Just then, Ting appears in the distance. For a brief moment, it seems like help has arrived, but Ting doesn't step in. He simply watches, his face cold and distant, unwilling to help the man who betrayed him. But when one of the thugs strikes Muay Lek, knocking her to the ground, everything changes. Ting's calm composure breaks. Without a word, he steps forward, confronting the goons head-on. What follows is a blur of lightning-fast Muay Thai crushing the thugs. Realizing how close he came to getting killed, he thanks Ting for saving him. But almost immediately, his old habits return. He asks Ting to help him again, this time by fighting for money to pay off his debts. Ting, however, refuses without hesitation, but peace doesn't last long. The thug with glasses, the same one Ting humiliated earlier, returns, this time with a whole squad of angry men. Furious, and ready for revenge, determined to get their money back and settle the score. The moment they spot Ting, Humli, and Muay Lek on the street, chaos erupts. What follows is a wild, fast-paced chase through the crowded streets and markets of Bangkok. The trio weaves through narrow alleys, leaps over fruit stalls and many more. The chase is both thrilling and comedic, with Humli barely keeping up, stumbling through obstacles while Ting moves like lightning. In the middle of the madness, Humli grabs a small knife from a nearby stall, trying to act tough and scare the gang. He waves it in front of them, shouting threats, but just then, a woman pushing a cart full of knives strolls past, selling them for cheap. The timing is perfect. The thugs stop for a second, confused, while Humli's fake bravery completely collapses. The chase hits its climax as Ting and Humli dash into a dead-end alley. With the thugs closing in, Ting spots a wall and leaps up effortlessly, but Humli struggles, slipping and shouting for help while the gang rushes closer. Ting looks down at him, cold and hesitant, still bitter about being betrayed earlier. For a moment, it seems like he's going to leave Humli behind. But just as the thugs are about to grab him, Humley shouts that he knows where the statue thief lives, the one who stole Ongbok's head. Ting pauses, realizing this is the lead he's been waiting for. Without another word, he reaches down and pulls Humley up, saving him just in time. The scene shifts back to the underground fight club, the same shady place where the statue thief often hangs out. Ting and his friends quietly enter, keeping an eye out for the man who stole Ongbok. But while they search, chaos unfolds in the ring. A brutal fighter with long hair begins harassing a girl, and when her boyfriend tries to defend her, the fighter beats him mercilessly in front of everyone. The crowd stays silent, too scared to step in. Humley looks at Ting, urging him to do something. Ting hesitates at first, not wanting to fight for entertainment, but his sense of justice wins. He steps into the ring, and the tension explodes. The crowd roars as Ting faces off against the long-haired fighter. The mob bosses begin their bets again. One, speaking through a strange mechanical voice box, always bets against Ting, while the other, grinning confidently, puts his money on him every time. The long-haired fighter sneers, yelling Muay Thai sucks, before charging at Ting. But with a single devastating kick, Ting knocks him to the ground. The fighter gets back up, furious, but Ting quickly dismantles him with sharp elbows and crushing knees. But just as Ting turns to leave, thinking it's over, another challenger steps in, a strange man, copying their movements like a clown. He's unpredictable, but Ting stays composed, countering every attack. In one explosive move, Ting lands a flying knee straight to his chest, knocking him out cold. The crowd erupts, but before Ting can catch his breath, the Fight Club's most feared warrior steps into the ring. Ever confident Ting will win again. The massive fighter approaches, pretending to shake Ting's hand, but suddenly smashes a glass bottle over his head. What follows is pure chaos. The fighter attacks with everything: tables, chairs, even electric wires. At one point, he grabs Muay and uses her as a hostage, slamming objects around like a wild animal. Finally, he launches himself from the first floor, landing a powerful flying knee that sends the fighter crashing down unconscious. The arena erupts into cheers. Coins rain down onto the ring as a sign of respect for Ting's incredible display. The mob boss with the machine voice fumes in anger, while the other bursts into laughter, collecting his winnings. Amid the chaos, Ting suddenly spots the statue thief in the crowd, the man he's been chasing all along. Without hesitation, he leaps out of the ring and gives chase. But the thief narrowly escapes in a van. The story intensifies as the thief, now revealed to be working for the mob boss with the mechanical voice, commits a horrifying act against a girl, overdosing her with drugs in a moment of cruelty. Just then, Ting and Humley arrive at the scene, sparking another dramatic pursuit. The chase races through the streets, onto tuk-tuks, and eventually ends at a seaport, where both Ting and the thief fall into the water. Underwater, Ting discovers several stolen precious statues, but the Ongbok head isn't among them. The authorities seize the other stolen treasures, while the mob boss fumes over his losses, punishing the thief and vowing revenge on Ting. The mob boss escalates his plan, kidnapping Humley and the girl, then proposing a dangerous game. Ting must intentionally lose a fight in order to secure the Ongbok head. Humley reluctantly convinces Ting, appealing to his sense of duty to the village, and Ting agrees, determined to save his friends and restore the Buddha to its rightful place. Ting prepares for the rigged fight in a classic Muay Thai style. His adversary injects himself with drugs to gain strength. For the first time, Ting gets beaten badly because of the promise he had gave to mob boss to lose a fight, leading to a dramatic moment where the mob boss wins his bet. A mysterious man with helmet on instructs Ting to follow him, offers Ting a deal for the Buddha's return, but it's a trap. The mob boss reveals it's a bluff and orders his men to kill Ting while the shooter is preparing to kill Ting with a gun. Ting turns the tables, fighting off the attackers with masterful Muay Thai skill, then comforts the goons. It finds out the location of the mob boss while Humley bravely insists on helping, refusing to let Ting risk his life alone. Together, Ting and Humley track the mob boss to a hilltop urban hideout which was guarded by mob boss goons in a motorcycle. Ting storms the fortress with precise strikes, demolishing guards with elbows, knees, and kicks. Inside, the mob boss attempts to steal an even larger Buddha statue, declaring that the chaos Ting caused is nothing compared to the treasure he now seeks. A final showdown erupts. Multiple fighters attack at once in the final showdown. Ting shows no mercy and throws elbows, flying knees, punches. A pure classic fight. Humley is tied by his neck and nearly executed, but Tim saves, Now Ting gets in a fight with same guy who he was beaten badly in a fight earlier in the movie. This time the bad guy injects him with 4 drugs at once, increasing his fighting skills to the highest, but this time Ting didn't held back, wins a great fight with super Muay Thai fighting skills, ending it with a flying elbow to the head. Mob boss takes out his gun and shoots at Ting once, but Humley hits his head with a wood and drops his gun, preventing Ting to get shot again. Humley then tries to secure the Buddha head or the Ong back, but the bad guy kicks him coming out of nowhere, but Ting gets up and this time finishes him up by flying elbow and double drop down knee. In the climactic moment, the mob boss attempts to destroy the Ong bak head with a hammer. Humley heroically shields the statue, taking repeated blows but preventing its destruction. In a chaotic struggle, the massive Buddha statue the mob boss was trying to steal loses balance and falls on both Humley and the mob boss, killing the mob boss instantly. Humley's heroic sacrifice ensures the Ong bak head survives. Tragically, Humley dies, leaving his girlfriend in tears and Ting devastated. Ting finally retrieves the Ong bak Buddha head and returns it to his village. Peace and prosperity are restored, the villagers rejoice, and Ting's journey, one of honor, skill, and sacrifice, comes to a satisfying and emotional conclusion. If you subscribe and like this video, this Buddha will bless you for your good life. Thank you and take care.